Hey fellow tennis nerds, this is the season of racket reviews. It seems it goes in cycles, as you know. Lately I've been having a lot of rackets, the new Pure Aero, which is in the same category of this new Head Extreme. So I'm going to talk a bit about those two rackets, and I'm going to talk about one model first, the Extreme MP Mid Plus, and then we'll get into the other models in upcoming videos. Before I put them all in one video, but maybe it gets tough to find what you're interested in, so let's do them one by one instead. So the Head Extreme MP current edition looks like this. It has Oxetic, which is a material that is supposed to create a more clean feel, a slightly bigger sweet spot I've noticed in some of the rackets. I didn't like it in the Prestige. I very much enjoyed it in the Speed. This one, I feel like it's a slight improvement in the Extreme MP. I feel like the sweet spot feels a bit bigger and perhaps a bit more stable. No issues with arm concerns for this one. I haven't really felt any problems, but I did string it at a pretty low tension, 47 pounds, the Lynx Tour that I put in here. And Lynx Tour is a stiff string, so I would not string that at a high tension. But if you have arm concerns, these power and spin rackets are not always the best option to go for. There are other brands that create more comfortable frames, at least until you get over your arm concern. But what's new? We have the previous generation here, which is the Night Edition. It's the one I have. And the mold, it should be the same. So they are the same racket in that respect. However, they have made the string pattern denser, and you can really tell. I mean, maybe you can't see it from this one, but it's quite evident when you play with the racket and when you string it up. It's much wider here. I found the MP before quite difficult to control. This one much better directional control. They made the same path as with the Aero from Babolat. Not sure if they copy each other or if they decide to do the trend this way, but it makes sense in both camps because they used to have the Extreme Pro, and that model is no more. That used to be the heavier with the denser pattern. This time the MP has a denser pattern, and you can go from MP to MP Light if you want a lighter version. So I think that makes sense, because if you want the Pro, you can just add a bit of extra weight to the MP. So not really seeing the point of the Pro when the pattern is denser on the MP, if that makes sense. So that is the main difference. Oxetic, bit cleaner feel. It's not a huge update, but for the MP, I would say it's the biggest update with the pattern. So here I really feel like this one gives me more control, more confidence to go for my shots. It's still a powerful racket, very spin friendly, and competing with Dunlop SX300, Babolat Pure Aero, and other spin rackets. In terms of the Pure Aero, since they're both tight string patterns, I would say that this one has a little bit higher swing weight, so it's a little bit more solid and maybe a tad more difficult to swing than, but they're very small margins, so not much. It's more of a terms of feel. This one has a slightly different feel. It feels crisp, but still a little bit more flexible than the Aero. There's a bit more happening in the string bed here, like it or not. So you feel the string bed pocketing the ball a bit more on the Extreme. The Aero has a little bit more of a direct, energy return to the ball. So that's how I would compare them. The power level is very, very similar, and many things in terms of spin generations are also very similar. I think this is like with many things, tennis rackets, you have to find what works for you. The best idea, if you can, is to demo. Maybe there's a cosmetic thing that you like with this one and don't like with the Aero, or vice versa. So these two competitors are important to keep your eyes on if you are a player who wants to get some extra help with spin and power. Maybe you hang out at the baseline, maybe you play a lot on clay. These frames will give you a bit of everything for free. Design, to me, looks very, very good. It's growing on me. When I first saw it, I was a bit, what is this? Went really quite strongly in one direction that I wasn't 100% sure about. But I actually like it now. It's been growing on me the more I've been playing with it. Much improved, the most improved I can say already, I think, of the Extreme rackets this year. This one felt like it's much better control, a little bit better feel. Swing weights are about the same, so if you felt like the previous generation had a high-ish swing weight, which it had 325, this one is not different in swing weight. Like Babolat with the team version, Head offers the MP Light. So this is the MP Light and this is the MP. And as you might be able to see, the MP is a little bit tighter string pattern actually. It's not huge, but it's a bit of a difference. So if you go for the for the MP Lite. It's not exactly the same. Easy to swing, but it is a little bit more spin friendly than the more controlled MP. That's 15 grams lighter, gives you more room for customization, gives you a lower swing weight. So don't be afraid to go for the MP Lite. It will give you room to customize the rackets more and get them to match your specs. As you know, quality control with all the different brands are a bit up and down, and it's plus minus 7 gram, plus minus 7 millimeter balance points. So you sometimes get a racket that feels way too heavy or too light. So my general recommendation, if you're not sure, is to go for the lighter version and have some room to customize. And some players actually find that when they go to the lighter version, they don't need to customize it because they can play as well with a lighter version, easier to swing, and so on. So don't be afraid. There's no macho competition in tennis rackets. You have to find what you play well with, what works for you. Definitely an improvement over the outgoing version for the MP, and it's a tough competitor for Baula with the Aero. I'm not sure exactly which one I would prefer, to be fair. They're both very good rackets. I need to play with them more side by side. Maybe I will make a specific comparison video if you're interested about those two rackets. If for example, you're shopping for the Aero or the Extreme. Spin friendly, powerful, not too harsh on the arm, new look, denser pattern for better control. So those are my thoughts. Had a lot of fun with this one. A little bit too lively for my game, obviously, but this is for you who definitely plays a lot of clay and wants some power and spin for free. Then this racket will make you happy, I think. So check it out, the Head Extreme MP Auxetic version from 2022. Thanks to Fuzzy Yellow Balls sponsoring the video and their impressive app. You can find it in the App Store. It's free to download. They have a lot of different modules there. I want to talk about Crush It, which helps you with your kinetic chain. The service module is free, so you can actually study the different components of the serve and understand how to generate more power. That's why it's called Crush It. There's also a forehand and a backhand version of this in the app. So check out the Fuzzy Yellow Balls app. The link is in the description, and you get the serve module for free, so you can check that one out. See if you like the videos and see if you can integrate something in your own game. I aim to create a lot more coaching content when I'm back in Marbella with my fellow coaches. For now, it's a crazy racket period, so there will be a lot of reviewing. If you want to buy a racket, please check out my affiliates. The links are in the description. I get a small commission if you use them at no extra cost to you. That's it. Have a nice day, and don't forget to play some tennis.